In this video, we'll be taking a look at two NFL games happening on November 6, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these two NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Los Angeles Rams vs. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Los Angeles Rams square off Sunday in Week 9 NFL action from Raymond James Stadium. Los Angeles is 3-4 so far and coming off a loss to the 49ers. As for the Buccaneers, they're sitting at 3-5 following a loss to the Ravens last Thursday. The Los Angeles Rams have won 8 of their last 11 road games. Matthew Stafford is completing 70.5% of his passes for 1,763 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higbee have combined for 998 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns, while Ben Skowronek has 24 receptions. The Los Angeles Rams ground game is averaging 68.4 yards per contest, and Darrell Henderson Jr. leads the way with 197 yards and 2 touchdowns. Defensively, Los Angeles is allowing 22 points and 310.9 yards per game. Bobby Wagner leads the Los Angeles Rams with 51 tackles. Aaron Donald has 4 sacks, and Terrell Lewis has 1 interception. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have lost 3 of their last 4 home games. Tom Brady is completing 65.9% of his passes for 2,267 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin have combined for 945 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns, while Leonard Fournette has 3,374 receptions. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers ground game is averaging 61.9 yards per contest, and Fournette leads the way with 386 yards and 2 touchdowns. Defensively, Tampa Bay is allowing 19 points and 326.4 yards per game. Devin White leads the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with 63 tackles. Vita V has 4.5 sacks, and Jamel Dean has 2 interceptions. The Rams are 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 after a double-digit loss at home, and 4-9 against the spread in their last 13 after an against-the-spread loss. Los Angeles is 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 versus the NFC. Meanwhile, the Bucs are 0-6 against the spread in their last 6 overall and 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 after an against-the-spread loss. Tampa is 0-7 against the spread in their last 7 on grass. It's crazy to think the Rams actually opened as a 2.5-point favorite at Superbook when this market originated over the summer. Since then, both of these teams have floundered, but the defending Super Bowl champs look to be in much more dire straits heading into this playoff rematch. The Rams' offense is the major concern to me, especially when you look closer at last week's performance against a banged-up Niners defense. With an extra week to prepare, Sean McVay's game script was okay, as Los Angeles ranked 9th in EPA play in the first quarter with a 50% success rate. But from there, things went downhill considerably, with just a 34% success rate for the remainder of the game. It's not all Matthew Stafford's fault, as the offensive line play has been abysmal, grading out as the 2nd worst unit in the league, giving up the 2nd most pressures and 3rd fewest rushing yards before first contact. They're also 25th in pass block win rate and 30th in run block win rate. Translation: the Rams aren't creating nearly enough movement up front to sustain long drives, and they're missing the explosion Odell Beckham provided a WR over the back half of last season. I'm not loving the vibe around the Bucs, with Tom Brady's personal problems muddying the waters and some key injuries hampering the defense, but Tampa's offense is playing infinitely better than the Rams are right now. We'll go with Brady bouncing back off the mini-bye and exacting some playoff revenge. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. I want to dive deeper into the Rams' offensive line and try to identify why they are struggling so much this season. The elephant in the room is injuries, with 3 Week 1 OL starters currently on injury reserve. But the real issue here is the depth behind those starters, which is virtually nil. The reason being is the Rams' roster construction is very top-heavy. They've robbed Peter to pay Paul in free agency and with trades the last few seasons, leaving them very thin at some key positions. Going after players like Odell Beckham and Von Miller, among other high-priced talent, means the Rams have been drafted inside the top 75 since 2015. If you hone in on the OL, they've only drafted 7 total in the last 4 years, with the highest being Joe Noteboom 89th overall in 2018. Noteboom is one of those 3 starters currently on injury reserve. Throw in a questionable tag on Cooper Kupp this week, and it's fair to say the Rams have a big problem at some very key positions on offense. The Bucs' offense has been trending in a positive direction since some early injuries at OL and WR made life very difficult for Tom Brady. It's evident his off-field issues are also causing a strain on his mental health, but it's hard to quantify what that means for his play on the field. Both the Tampa Bay and the Rams offense are struggling right now. Even though both teams have had issues on defense as well, the biggest problem for the Bucs and Rams has been the poor play of the offensive units. The Rams and Bucs are both having issues with their offensive line, and neither team is likely to try to stretch the field very much. Both teams are likely to also be conservative with the lead as well, because of the issues each offensive line has had. The Bucs and Rams both have good pass rushers that will have significant matchup advantages against 2 weak offensive lines. This should be a lower scoring game. I just don't see the Rams getting a ton of movement up front. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Tennessee Titans versus Kansas City Chiefs. The Tennessee Titans will play the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday at Arrowhead Stadium. The Chiefs, who are coming off a bye week, defeated the San Francisco 49ers 44-23 in their last game. The Titans, winners of 5 straight, defeated the Houston Texans 17-10 last week. The Tennessee Titans will try to build on their current 5-game win streak, sitting at 5-2 on the year after a 17-10 win over the Houston Texans last time out. Ryan Tannehill has thrown for 1,097 yards, 6 touchdowns and 3 interceptions on 65.1% passing, while Malik Willis has thrown for 61 yards and an interception on 50% passing. Derrick Henry leads the Titans with 755 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns so far this season. Robert Woods leads the Titans with 22 catches for 256 receiving yards, while another 5 receivers for Tennessee have 100-plus receiving yards, including Dontrell Hilliard, who has 3 touchdowns as well on the year. On defense, David Long Jr. has a team-high 53 total tackles, while Jeffrey Simmons has a team-high 5.5 sacks, and Denico Autry has 5 sacks as well. Rashad Weaver also has 4 sacks on the year for Tennessee. The Kansas City Chiefs had their bye week last week, but will be looking to build on their own 5-2 record after a 44-23 win over San Francisco in their last game. Patrick Mahomes has thrown for 2,159 yards, 20 touchdowns and 5 interceptions on 66.9% passing, while Clyde Edwards-Helaire has a team-high 288 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. Travis Kelce leads Kansas City's receiving group with 47 grabs for 553 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns, while Juju Smith-Schuster has 494 receiving yards as well. Marcus Valdes-Scantling also has 369 receiving yards, and Mecole Hardman, Sky Moore, Jerick McKinnon, and the aforementioned Edwards-Helaire each have 100-plus receiving yards as well this season. On defense, Nick Bolton has a team-high 70 total tackles with a pair of sacks, while Chris Jones has a team-high 5 sacks, and Algerius Sneed has 3.5 sacks this season. The Titans are 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 games on grass and 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. The Chiefs are 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games in November and 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 home games. The under is 4-0 in Titans' last 4 games overall. The over is 11-4 in Chiefs' last 15 games overall. The Titans are 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 meetings in Kansas City and 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 meetings. The underdog is 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 meetings. Tannehill, dealing with an ankle injury that forced him to miss last week's game against Houston, did not practice earlier in the week and was unsure when asked if he would play Sunday night. While the Titans picked up the win last week in his absence, Malik Willis was not asked to contribute much with a consistent lead, and Henry rushed for over 200 yards on the ground. Facing the Chiefs on SNF is a different stage altogether. The Titans are coming in hot on a 5-game win streak and feature an underrated defensive unit that's second against the run, and facing a Chiefs team that struggled to find consistency with its rushing attack. I'm assuming Ryan Tannehill isn't going to play, and that's why this line is what it is. Derrick Henry is also dealing with an injury and is is questionable. The Titans are in trouble if both of those guys sit out. With that said, the Titans are still one of the hotter teams in the league with a defense that's coming along and is second against the run and ninth in scoring. You would think this was a matchup of the Eagles and Texans, and it's just not the case. The Tennessee Titans are still a decent team that can hang round. The Kansas City Chiefs still have issues defensively and are just 3-4 against the spread. The Chiefs have also failed to cover 4 straight home games. Tennessee might not be on anyone's radar, but it could change all that with a road win versus Kansas City. Considering the Titans are 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games overall, and the Chiefs are 0-4 against the spread in their previous 4 games following a straight-up win. Give me the boatload of points. The Tennessee Titans to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. In 3 of Kansas City's 5 wins this season, they've dropped at least 41 points, so they could and will easily contribute to pushing this game's score to the total by themselves. The Chiefs have already been looking dynamic on offense, and now they have an intriguing new weapon to add to the mix after acquiring Kadarius Toney in a trade with the Giants. Toney will make his Chiefs debut, and I'm excited to see how Reid uses him. Tennessee's defense isn't actually anything special. They've just had the luxury of facing a bunch of struggling offenses. The last and only time they played a top-tier offense, they gave up 41 to the Bills. They're due to get exposed, and key defender Jeffrey Simmons has yet to practice this week. The Titans are elite at stopping the run, however, so the Chiefs should be passing a lot right from the get-go. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.